Okay, this is going to be your demonstration video for your self-portrait. Now, I've given you a worksheet here that shows you the dimensions of the face, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in order. So you can follow this. If you want to work at your own pace, feel free. But if you want to work with me, you can work with me at the same time, or you can watch the video and then wait however you're comfortable doing this. Okay? So I'm going to work from this sheet. I'll move it back and forth so you can see it, but you have this to refer to as well. I'm just using a pencil. I may use a Sharpie to make some lines darker so you can see them better, and you'll just use a pencil for this. Draw lightly. Let me say that again because it's very important. You need to draw lightly. If you draw heavy and dark and then you go to erase a line, it's not going to disappear. If you draw really, really light and you erase that line, whoop, it disappears. Whoa. Crazy. Use your brains. Okay, you guys know this. I've been saying this for the whole semester. Draw lightly so you can erase later. Second, so let's go ahead and start. Yeah. Now, hopefully, you brought in a photograph. If you do not have a phone to take a selfie, you're going to have to adjust the parts of the face. Okay, so I'm just going to set up the generic face. You're going to have to add the detail, the parts, change lines, change positions slightly to reflect your face. Your face is unique. All right, so I'm going to start with the shape of the head overall. Number 1 right here says the head is an egg shape, an oval. And I'm going to start right here. I like to go over it a few times there, so you can't really see that very well. This is why I have the Sharpie. But I did draw very lightly. You saw that it's so light you can't even see it on the overhead projection. So I'm going to go over it a little darker with a Sharpie so you can see where I put my line. And I'm not really concerned about erasing, obviously, because this is a demonstration, but you should be. So we'll go to the next step here. Step 2, the eye line is halfway down. So I need to find halfway between here and here and draw my eyes in that place. So I will put it about there. It has to be an estimate. You don't have to bust out the ruler and measure. An estimate is perfectly okay. So I'm going to put my eye line there. And I will leave that light-ish with the pencil so that you can still see it, but it does not have to be a Sharpie there for me. So then I'm going to go to step number 1, 2, 3. The nose line is halfway between eye line and chin. So halfway between here and here is where I'm going to put the nose. Again, an estimate is fine. Okay, it's already starting to look like a face. Just 2 lines in an oval, and you start to set up a face. The dimensions are important. All right, so I'll add the details later. And then number 4, mouth line is halfway between the nose line and the chin. So halfway between here and here is where we put the nose. All right, so that is our facial dimensions. You notice everything is going on the lower part of the face. The upper part of the face, all we have is hair, eyebrows, and forehead. There's nothing really going on there detail-wise, not as much as what's on the lower part of the face. So skipping to number 5. The space between the eyes is 1 eye wide. This was our notes for today. All right, so I'm going to add in my eyes. Now, I usually start with just little ovals for my eyes, and I can adjust the size. But I want to make sure that this space between the 2 eyes is about 1 eye width. And I'll just kind of ghost those in there for now, and then I will add detail and change the shape and the angle of the eye once I look at my photograph or my selfie for myself. So now we're on number 6. 6 is down here. The mouth width is the center of the eye. So wherever the center of the eyes fall is how wide the mouth is. So this would be the center of the eye here. So the center of the eyes all the way down, that's how wide my mouth is going to be. That's my mouth there. Okay, and number 7. The ears extend from the nose line eye to the nose line. You may not be able to see the ears on your self-portrait, your photograph, or your selfie that you take. Some of us, our ears are covered by our hair. So if you only have hair on the side of your face, guess what? You don't have to worry about ears. But if you have ears that you can see, you need to draw them in. Okay, so the ears should extend at least to the nose line. Some ears are going to go down to the mouth, but I'm just going to add my ears just right there for now. Okay. Notice they're not perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be there. Unless you can't see the ears, obviously. Number 8, the last part. The hair covers the top of the head. The top of the head is not visible. Okay, so I'm going to add my hair in around here. I'm going to give this guy some kind of a crazy coif do here. And he's going to have this there. Alright, so that is the basics of the head. Now, you may want to change the position to something slightly. Maybe your nose is slightly longer, your mouth is not positioned, your chin, the space between your chin and your mouth is longer than what is shown on your drawing. So you need to adjust once you start looking at the details. This is where you do your observation drawing portion of this. Okay, so the eyebrows, obviously on here, they are above the eye. So you need to look at the shape. What is the shape of my eyebrows? Some of us have very thin eyebrows. Some of us have very thick eyebrows. Some of us have one eyebrow rather than two. I used to have that. Okay, so you draw in your eyebrows. They generally go right there. Okay, and then the nose shape, you're generally going to have a like a U shape here, and then ovals on either side, and then little lines on the sides of that to represent the nose. Okay, and these ovals are your nostrils, and they're usually colored in. Okay, typically there's a little L shape underneath the nose that is there. You can't see mine because of my mustache, but then from the corners of the mouth, the lips kind of come up and make an M at the top, and then the bottom is just there, and then the line is between. Okay, the eyes are an almond shape. Curve here, come up, almond shape. Curve here, come up, almond shape. Don't forget the eyelashes. Boys, you still have eyelashes. Do not forget to add your eyelashes. Okay, the pupil is a circle in the center of the eye, and then the eyeball is shown as little kind of C's and backward C's on the sides there, and then around the pupil you have the iris, which is a larger circle, and it's usually colored, so you'll probably add color to that part. Okay, so generally speaking, this is a face. This is by no means a finished face. There's lots of shading that you need to add to your face that is there. There's lots of subtle shading that happens around the eyes. It's very important to add in. There usually is some kind of shading on the side of the nose, and then from the side of the face through the cheeks here, there's usually some kind of shadow, and then the chin may have some kind of shadow as well. So you want to start adding in your shading. Usually the ears are kind of shaded if they're on the sides of the head further back. So you want to start adding your shading. When you get to hair, draw the general look of hair. You don't have to draw every single strand, but if you just draw like some direction lines to show where the hair is at, that's fine. You don't have to draw every single little strand of hair. Okay, so and again, the eyebrows, you probably want to draw some kind of like shadow shading on the eyebrows there as well. Okay, so this is the general setup for the face. This is by no means specific to your face. Your face will have changes. Chin line will be different. Okay, the nose shape will be different. Some of us have thin noses, some have thicker noses. So draw what you see on your face. If you don't have your photograph with you today, please, 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 please bring it tomorrow. Because if you can't look at your face while you're drawing, it's not going to look like you. It's going to look like somebody else. And it's not a somebody else portrait, it's a self-portrait. All right?